Hey there, I'm Haley Gray. I'm the group owner in the Women's Entrepreneur Network. I hope that you will be joining us tonight. I hope that you will learn something really cool. And tonight, we're going to talk about taking care of yourself so that you can take care of business. A lot of times, there can be a culture in business that is really glorifying this whole idea of overworking and running ourselves into the ground. And really, in order to make a lot of money, you have to work hard. And yes, there are times in our businesses where we do have to put a lot of hours in because we're not at that point yet where we can afford to hire all the help we need or whatnot. But I'm also going to point out to you that in order to be successful in business, you have to kind of survive the process. Back up a couple of years for me. I had been in business for a couple of years, more than a couple of years. And I was working a ton of hours. I put on a ton more weight. And I'll be honest, it nearly killed me. I was taking care of my daughter who had psychiatric issues. I landed myself in the hospital. And I had suspected cardiac issues. And then I reduced my stress levels, but I kept the stress eating up. And I finally had a doctor who sat me down and said, hey, you're going to die if you don't start taking better care of yourself. Because first and foremost, I'm a mom. I have 4 kids. Take care of my kids. I do my best. I've had one kid who's been in and out of the hospital and who's had a lot of issues in the last few years. And I've shared some of that journey. And what I finally got through my hard little head was that I had to take care of myself. I had always been told, you have to take care of yourself. And I'm like, yeah. I'll take care of myself basically when I'm dead. And that's not a really great thing because, if you don't take care of yourself, there won't be a business. There won't be a family. You won't be able to take care of your kids. It's a lesson that I learned the hard way. So a lot of people will make the comment that it seems like I work a lot of hours. Yes, and no, I kind of do and I kind of don't. What you guys don't see is that I block off time every day in my business for lunch, exercise, dinner, time with my family. I have bedtime. Don't allow people to get me up before a certain time in the morning. And that has been vital for taking care of myself because one of the things that I also learned is that when you run yourself into the ground, you get mentally fatigued, you get physically fatigued. I got super physically fatigued. And you can burn out your adrenals. You can induce adrenal fatigue. You can do all those things. And I've done it. I've definitely done it to myself. What changed? Well, the threat that I was going to die if I didn't. So I had to start taking care of myself in order to take care of business. And in order to do that, I had to change my meditation practices. I had to change my prayer practices. I had to put emphasis on myself. I had to put emphasis on my relationships. Notice that none of this stuff is putting that huge focus on the business. I had time where I worked on my business. I had time blocked for doing particular things, for following up, for doing certain operations pieces. And then I also have time blocked to do, other activities in life and in my business. So one of my suggestions, one of the things that I learned was take time, make sure that I'm taking care of myself, do the things, do the exercise. I suck at going to the gym. So I learned along the way that I had to actually book an appointment with a personal trainer so that I would show up at the stinking gym and actually work out to start with. And when I first started working out 3 years ago, I could barely get on the exercise bike because I started this journey towards better self-care at 427 pounds. And then I have since lost 175 of it. So I'm not thin, but I've made a ton of progress. I booked off time to go to the gym. I recognize in myself that I'm not going to go to the gym without a little bit of nudging and attention. So I booked an appointment with a personal trainer. My husband will actually, part of our routine, he prompts me to get up and go for a walk every night after dinner. It's part of our family routine. The other piece of our family routine is that we actually cook dinners. I love me some HelloFresh, but it's not all HelloFresh, obviously. And we sit down to dinner a couple of nights a week, almost every single night of a week. We do about 2 nights a week of HelloFresh, and everything else we sit down. And part of the reason is that mindful eating. So I'm taking care of myself. I'm taking care of my body. I'm eating better. I'm paying better attention. Now, do I eat chips? Yes. Do I eat at all kinds of wacky and weird hours? Yes. Do I sometimes sleep weird hours? Yeah, I do. I'm a night owl. I'm a self-confessed night owl. And right now we just got a dog who is not a night owl, who wants to be up first thing in the morning, and who will let me know as soon as her dad, as soon as my husband leaves the house, because she's become incredibly attached to him in 3 days. So, I'm becoming a little bit more of a morning person, and I'm getting up and going to bed and making sure that I'm getting enough sleep, because there are some people in the world out there who can function on no sleep. I'm definitely not one of those people. I've learned, let me know if any of this hits a nerve for you. I've learned that my brain only functions a certain number of hours a day. And if I'm doing sales, or I'm doing marketing in my business, or I'm doing operations, or I'm doing creative work, I only get a certain number of hours a day in order to do those things. If I am trying to focus on content creation, I only get a certain number of hours a day, and I'm better at certain hours than others. And I know that I'm going to be meeting with a certain number of people per day, per week, doing all those kinds of things. So being mindful of the energy exerted, of how much energy is going out, how much energy is coming back, is important in your business. Because at the end of the day, as small business owners, even if you have 5, 10, 15, 20 people in your business, you are still ultimately responsible for steering the ship and making sure that it goes. So my job is to steer the ship of my business and make sure that it goes, which means that I'm taking care of myself so that I can take care of my business, so that I can take care of my team. And it is really, really important. Taking care of my team is not going to happen until and unless I take care of myself. Financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, food-wise, all the things have to happen. And since I had bariatric surgery, I also have to take all my supplements, my vitamins, and I have to eat a certain way. And it's important. And without those things, Haley wouldn't exist. So Haley's business wouldn't exist. So Women's Entrepreneur Network wouldn't exist. And taking care of yourself is super important. So just want to share that out there with you and tell you, it's a boat that we all live in. I'm not telling you this because I'm trying to do it to be mean. Just know that we all go through this, trying to balance the self-care, the food, the diet, sleep, spiritual care are all important. So I'm going to end this live with a quick card pull out of the Fairy Medicine Oracle card deck that I've been showing you guys all week. This is a really, really fun Fairy Medicine Oracle card deck. And tonight we're not talking about marketing. But you know what? You can't market and you can't sell, and you're not going to manage to keep your brain focused long enough, and take care of yourself. So I'm going to pull one card out of the deck, and I'm going to stir it up real quick. and pull a card for you guys for funsies, so that you guys can just have this. And like I said, this is the Fairy Medicine Oracle card deck. And I have a card pulled, and this is a new one for me. I haven't seen this one before. So this is for y'all. It is falling in love. Our relationship is evolving to the next level. Allow your heart to open. If this card has come to you today, the fairies want you to know that you are ready to enter a new phase in a relationship or in your life as a whole. It's safe for you to let go of any hesitation and move forward in the direction your heart is showing you. Falling in love may feel like a vulnerable place to be, but know that only when you allow your heart to open, you can truly connect with another being. By sharing all of yourself with someone you love, you create space for true intimacy. The fairies are very comfortable with their sensual and vulnerable nature and can help you drop your guard so that you too can experience true closeness with others. Be open to going deeper in your relationships, whether with yourself, the world, your friends, or a romantic partner. By opening your heart in this way, you also break down the walls between you and the things you desire to manifest. The more you can trust and let go of the need to protect yourself, the more open you are to receiving all of life's blessings. There you go. Open your heart to receive the blessings. Take care of yourself. Have a wonderful, blessed night. I'll talk soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.